This right here represents the most exciting thing to happen to GoFast campers since the V2 Pro launched. And we're here today with Chris from Freedom Coast, and he's going to explain what's so cool about this and why it's going to matter for you.
So I've been a GFC customer for a couple of years now. I've had my topper here for a while, and arguably this is the best camper or topper on the market. There's nothing better out there. It's so well made. It's made in the USA, which means a lot to me. The one thing that I wish it had from the start was a better way to mount all of your accessories and things that are going to go inside it. And not to say that that wasn't well thought out, because it actually was. GFC provides some nice mounting locations inside here, but without knowing exactly what you're doing, it's kind of a hard way to start. So we have this MODmount that we developed, and it's basically a modular mounting system that allows you to kind of use your imagination and mount whatever you need wherever you need it. And in order to get this into the GFC, we wanted to create a rail that was like really sleek and matched with the GFC perfectly. So what we did is we took an extrusion that is similar to L-Track, so it has kind of the same slot here, but on the backside, it forms so it sits up flush against the GFC radius rail on the inside. And what that does is it allows you to have a really sleek, low profile solution to where you can mount these things kind of wherever you want. And the possibilities are really endless once you start using your imagination.
Yeah, so one of the cool things here, and kind of to cover what Chris was saying too and agree with him, is we built the ecosystem with the GFC platform camper to mount accessories. And all of our campers have always had provisions for weld-in nuts, for well nuts, or on the topper ecosystem to have the bolted aluminum couplers that had the amped pattern holes, but it never was a completely finished process. So what this allows is a super modular solution that solves like end user use case scenarios. So if you want to mount your bags, if you want to mount a paper towel roll, if you want to mount your wetsuit and hang it from the side, and you still want to keep that side access into the camper and not completely cover it with something like a MOLLE panel, this is the best solution. We actually saw this for the first time personally, like as the owner of GoFast, I saw this for the first time at a trade show in your truck, showcasing your products. And when I saw it, I was like, dude, that's exactly what we intended this thing to be. So then we met with Chris and his business partner, Thomas, and started thinking, how do we make this even better for the GFC product? How do we really dial this in so that we have the perfect ecosystem for our customers? And they were able to make this perfectly coped tube interface so it meets up right to that round tube, sits super flush, is designed to work with our ecosystem, to work with all of our existing product, designed to work with the lighting kit that you might already have in your V2 Pro, and still keep everything super functional. And what's really neat about this MODmount is the mod part of it stands for modular. So to be able to slide this thing into the extrusion track and then slide it anywhere you want and simply just tighten it down by hand is super clean. And for the DIY guy, you have, are these 1/4-20 holes?
No, these are M5 threaded holes on a 20 mil hole pattern.
Yep.
And we have drawings of this on the website. Like, we're not hiding this information. We want this to be almost an open source.
Yeah.
For you guys, and we'll show you in a minute, but we have some 3D printed things that we've been messing around with. We have a bunch of things that we've machined, like for example, these arms. So this is the standard arm that comes in the Pro Pack if you were going to buy this system. But basically this arm is a multi-use arm. It does a lot of different things that we'll go through, but it can be mounted in, man, I don't even know how many, like 9 or 10 different ways on this thing, depending on what you want to do. So anything from, hanging bike helmets or shoes,
hanging fins.
Yeah, fins, things like that, or just bags from it as well. And then also this little hole pattern in here is designed for shock cord. So we've sourced a really cool made in the USA shock cord that the defense industry uses. And it has these little caps on the ends. And so you can stretch this in between two mounts, and you can hang paper towels, toilet paper, clothes hanger,
wetsuits.
Hang your gloves, wetsuits.
Yep.
Like the really
clip carabiners to it, hang stuff from that. And so the shock cord for the uninitiated is like a rubberized, super heavy duty kind of stretchy wire cord. That's the perfect solution for hanging stuff in the back of the truck in a dynamic loading environment. It works awesome, super durable.
Yeah, and that's included in the kit as well.
Yep. So the solution here gives you this DIY friendly, the super modular mounting interface. So the aftermarket's going to have a lot of ability to run with this and take and run, learn from the drawings that are already on the website about this. But the other thing is we're focused really on solving end user problems. So if you guys have stuff that you want to see that you don't see already, that's beyond maybe a paper towel roll, a wetsuit holder, like what do you guys want to see? If you guys let us know in the comments, we're gonna start looking through this stuff. Like maybe we need tie down mounts, maybe we need mounts for gloves, but basically having everything organized and dialed in your truck bed. So when you're driving around off road, your stuff isn't just slamming around, like really getting this thing to where your truck bed is as dialed as an organized garage, is as dialed as a workshop, and treating it that way and making sure that you take care of all the stuff that you own and that the GFC can continue to work for you as your daily driver, as your daily usable vehicle, and not just for adventures.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing for me is, we're all so busy now. I'm getting a little older. I got family, I got kids that are growing up, I got work, coaching sports, things like that. And it's being organized in everything is so valuable. It really saves so much brain space and so much time. And so that's kind of what we set out to do here. And so no matter what you're doing, you can kind of use this stuff to set up for whatever it is you're interested in. And for me, like mountain biking and surfing are my two big things, but then also camping with the kids and things like that. And this allows me to just swap things out, take one thing out, put a new one in, depending on my activity, and I know where everything is at all times. And not only that, but the other aspect is like safety stuff, like a first aid kit or splints or comms or whatever else things that would help you in daily life or you just want to organize in your truck. That's kind of a big deal to get that dialed in. And so it's a really fun project because we get to constantly develop and be like, oh, what else can we do? What else can we do? And so one of our new things is the strap cap. So we have this little cap that bolts onto the top, and this is made to use our strap here or any 1-inch nylon webbing that you want to use, which is almost every strap system. And you can basically just slide that through. And so now you can strap whatever you want to this, your jumper cables or whatever it is. But yeah, we're constantly evolving and we're really listening to the customer on this one. So it's going to be a really fun process to get the GFC customers involved and see what else we can do with this.
Absolutely. Yeah. So the other cool thing is this is all machined right here at their shop in Rancho Santa Margarita, California. So all machined in-house. Chris is a super, super talented machinist and product designer. And the quality is pretty much unparalleled. So you've probably seen aircraft L-track systems before, but I guarantee you that the hand feel and the finish work, this is unlike anything I've ever seen before. And I look at this stuff for a living. So we're doing a double clear hard ano on every single part, all this kind of gray work on 6000 series aluminum with 661 T6.
Yeah, all the parts are 6061. The rail is 6000 series. It's slightly different just to work better in the molds. But yeah, all 6000 series, all aircraft grade, all start to finish made here material. And everything is clear hard anodized. So the hard anodized, and I don't know, we'll run some B-roll or something, but it's even on my track here. And we have been loading and unloading stuff over this track for like the last year, and there's not a scratch on it. Yep. So it's a really scratch resistant.
It holds up insanely well. Like you could have like a mini fridge knocking around the inside of your truck, but if it was hitting this, you're not going to scratch it.
Not to say you can't scratch it, but it's just much more durable than regular anodized is.
Totally.
It's also UV resistant and like saltwater resistant too. It won't corrode at all.
Yep. Yeah, and it's got the GFC logo on it, which means it's an officially approved aftermarket accessory. So we don't put our logo on things that we don't back. So this is just like, I could not be happier. This completely changes the way that I use my camper. It's kind of the next phase of how we do these truck bed build outs is how do we do end-to-end finished solutions so that you're ready to go on your adventure and you always have your stuff organized. You're not having to go on McMaster-Carr and figure out what things. A lot of people, they want to do that. And that's why this is great. Like you can still do that. You can still mount whatever you want. This is an open source ecosystem. That said, like Chris said earlier, if you don't have the time to spend researching forums and looking at 3D models on McMaster-Carr and figuring out how it fits in your truck bed, we want to help you come up with those end user solutions. So let us know in the comments what you think. And yeah, we're super, super, super excited to be able to offer this to you guys. It's in all of my trucks already. I'm amped. We've been testing it for a few months now.
Yeah, and if you're not familiar with our product, we use this knob and anchor system in other products that we've developed. And what's so great about this is there's no noise at all. So there's no rattling, nothing like that. And there's also no tools needed. So all of this is done by hand. You just loosen, slide it to where you need it, and tighten it. You will need tools to attach some accessories to it, but just a simple Allen wrench is all you would need. So it really helps you quick setup and to get things dialed in. And if you want to make a change, if you're like, man, I don't like where this stuff is, man, it's as easy as just taking it and sliding it, and yep, you're done.
Totally. Yeah, so available right away is going to be the complete track system for the upper roof line on most vehicles. There's a few geometric issues with like the second gen Tundras, I believe, that
I think we cover like almost 90% of the campers and toppers available.
Yeah, right away.
Right away. And we'll be adding the rest later. It was just a matter of how much can we do at once. So
yeah, there's a lot of different vehicle specific models. So being able to support all those as quickly as possible. And I guess what are we looking at for lead times on these guys as orders start to come in?
Well, initially they'll be available, they'll ship within a week. And if we sell out, I think the longest wait we'll have is about 3 weeks.
Okay.
That's if these guys buy everything up, and
perfect.
We had to make more. So,
and then is there a starter pack for the mounting infrastructure? Like what does the basic mount kit come with?
Yeah, so we decided to create a pro pack is what we call it. And it's basically everything you would need to get started. It comes with the 3 upper rails that you'll need. In most cases, there's a few models that only get the 2 side ones due to some interference in the front, but it's only a few models. So you'll get 2 or most likely 3 rails, and then you'll get the Pro Pack of MODmounts, which is 6 bases, 8 sets of arms, a bunch of the shock cord, a bunch of hooks, some hardware, some straps. So pretty much everything you would need to get started. And if you needed to add more, you can add more and buy stuff individually on the website.
And the really cool thing is this track ecosystem is going to be standardized here. So the attachment system of how these mod mounts go into this track, as more and more accessories come into play, they'll still mount into the same track the way it is. So once you buy into this ecosystem of the L-Track mod mount ecosystem, all of the accessories will be easily plug and play. So if new products do, and I'm sure they will come out in the next few months and years, just plug it right in and keep going.
Yeah, and even if you have, if you had MOLLE panel in the back of your truck, all you would need to do is remove the anchor that's made for this track and drop in the MOLLE anchor.
Yeah.
So you're buying a couple $1 anchor, and it lets you use these in another location if you needed to.
Yep. Yeah, and you might see in the back of this truck here, there's a lot of stuff that says Built Right Industries on it, which is another brand to look at for bedside storage. Some really cool systems there for their MOLLE panel. And if you guys are into mountain bikes, Freedom Coast makes some of the best accessories in the game. And at GFC, we take a lot of pride in the quality machine parts. We say it's like race car parts or high-end motorcycle or gun parts. These are right there. And tell us more about the mountain bike ecosystem stuff. A lot of it works really well with the GFC, as we can see here. Yeah,
so we started Freedom Coast as a components brand and then also mounting solutions. And so this is our best seller. This is our adjustable fork mount. And this is our micro fork mount. The micro fork mount is basically the smallest form factor mount that you can use on most bikes. And the adjustable mount is really useful when you want to mount bikes close together. So if I had 2 bikes in here, I've actually slept back here with 2 bikes mounted, because you can mount them almost fork to fork, because you can rotate this here and then it allows the handlebars to clear each other.
Okay.
So you're mounting 2 bikes really, really close together. These use the same knob and anchor system that you're seeing in the MODmount. So it's the same thing. Like when you're not using it, you take it right out, pull it out. And so having the ability to reuse products in new products and keep that same ecosystem allows us to save a little money and save the customer a little money.
Yeah, and what's cool is once you buy into this ecosystem, whether it's for the mountain bike kit or the L-Track system kit, all of these parts can be swapped over. So you're investing in a platform, but you're basically investing in a tool set to mount things anywhere you want. Whether you throw an L-Track system on the wall in your garage, maybe you have a GFC and a Sprinter van, you swap between the two. There's a lot of options here.
Yeah. We have some things in the works for garage as well, and I think a lot of this will just make a ton of sense as soon as people see it in action. And we'll go over what's in the truck in a minute here, but
perfect. So we're here in our smallest truck bed, the Rivian, and wanted to show you kind of what the Pro Pack gets you. So we've got a track on this side, and then on the bulkhead as well. We've got the paper towel mount, a little hook up front, another mount for hanging a wetsuit is what I'm using this for. Two mod mounts on the front with the strap mounting ecosystem, and then 2 straps as well. And I've got, from that Pro Pack, I've got 4 arms left over, a little small shock rod for like a TP situation, and 2 more hooks. So this is what the Pro Kit was designed to do, is basically get you a great setup, bought into the ecosystem, kind of can mount whatever you want, wherever you want, and it's just super, super simple. And this is an empty truck bed, so the next truck bed we'll show you is Chris's, that's all built out for bike stuff.
Okay, so now that you've seen what you get with the Pro Pack, we thought we'd show you how we have it in use here. So this is the back of my truck, so I kind of built it out for the things that I do, which is mostly mountain bike stuff. So as you can see up here, I have like my toolkit, I have paper towel holder, which, dude, if you don't have paper towels in your truck, you're missing out. And then I hang all my gloves and stuff right here. These you can just pull them right off. So it's a super easy way to just let the gloves dry in between rides, and then just the fact that you know they're always there. I also have a cargo net that I've attached to some of the mounts using the cab rail as well. And that just lets me hang a blanket and a pillow and kind of whatever else. I also have a bunch of this stuff down here on the MOLLE panel, and I'll show you this stuff because it really showcases what the product can do. So mounted, when you put these arms on that way, it's a perfect way to hang your shoes. And then if you mount them slightly differently, slightly more out like that, it hangs a mountain bike helmet perfectly. So I got 2 helmets there and then a pair of shoes. One thing, I always forget a water bottle on my rides. It drives me crazy. So now I just have one that lives there. And then we've 3D printed some stuff here as well. Like actually, this is a cup holder from a van company that we just mounted to a MODmount. It's kind of like a catch-all for everything. And then we've 3D printed some stuff here, which is products that we will probably make in the future, but this is just a little general use holder, and I use it for chain lube. And then this is a really cool little thing that we came up with that I use to mount comms. And it's basically a little tray where you can mount some stuff back there, and then it has a little slot where these things just kind of hook in. And so they lock right in there, right there. You can't take them out unless you undo the clip. So stuff like that. I got hot water here. Well, temporary hot water, and that's just mounted right there. And then a bunch of other stuff like Pelican cases and things like that can be easily mounted wherever you want. Moving over to the other side, I kind of set this side up as my little surf area. So I got fins hanging here, swim fins, just a cap, and then usually I have a beach towel hanging right here off of this. And then one other thing I wanted to show you is I've been using these Thule bags, but you can kind of use any bag that you want. And what's really cool about this is it's just like a semi-transparent bag, and I use this as just like my beach bag. So there's surf wax in there, there's sunblock, a fin key. Usually I have some surfboard fins in there as well. And so I always know it's just one more way to organize. Hey, if I have this bag, I have what I need to go surf.
We're super excited to work with Chris and Thomas over here at Freedom Coast to get these kits set up and installed in your guys' campers. So if you have any questions, let us know in the comments. And what's the best way for these guys to order?
So the rails and the MODmount Pro Pack is available now on the GFC website. That's super simple to order. The only thing you're going to need to know is if you have a camper or a topper and your unit number. So go ahead and head over to the GFC site. Yep. And we'll get you going. Yeah, and these guys built a custom lookup table. So if you type in your unit number, select what kind of product you have, it'll automatically tell you what you need to buy. If you have any questions about your unit number or what model you need or questions about the product, hit us up, support@gfcengineering.com, give us a call. We're there for you.